thanks for joining me again. When I put out the last video after I'd finished it, I wasn't intending to do a follow-up or a part 2 or whatever, but when I was last here checking my gear, I decided to leave it out for another week. I had some nice images which I was happy with, but I didn't quite get the shot that I was after, what I had in my mind. So in the end it proved to be a wise decision. That was despite the local farm dogs coming along and cocking the leg right on the front of my camera, and then the following morning the local livestock coming along and trying to eat my camouflage cover on my camera. But anyway, it was worthwhile. I changed the settings on my camera out of manual into aperture priority. I left the aperture at f9 ISO 400 because they determine the flash exposure. But I wanted to get a little bit of, maybe get some ambient light in the night sky, so I switched it over to aperture priority, and I'm certainly glad I did, because I got one or two images which I'm really happy with, and I thought I'd just do a little follow on to the last video just to show you those images that I managed to get. Sometimes when with camera trapping, and with all forms of photography I suppose, you have so many disappointments and near misses, but sometimes everything just comes together, and this was one of them occasions. The first image which I'll show you now was captured. It was maybe a night or two later after I checked it, and it was after a heavy shower of rain, and this obliging little badger came walking underneath the arch here, and captured a lovely image with all steam coming off his back. Like I say, it was just after a heavy rainstorm, and he had all this steam coming off his back. I love the fact that there's a bit of light in the back of the shot in the sky. I just love everything about this shot. But, following that, I got what was actually the image I had in mind before I set up. This badger, he came down, sweet as a nut. He stopped right in the right spot. He almost turned to pose towards the camera. Once the flashes went off, he just went on his merry way. He's absolutely not fazed at all by the flashes, as you can see in the trail camera footage. This image is pretty special. I'm very happy with this image. I'm so glad I put it into aperture priority to capture that little bit of ambient light in the night sky. I think it just adds another layer of depth to the image, and I just really like this image. I love the composition. The badge is just in the right place in the frame. The lighting's nice, and it's one of my favourite images I've ever had of a badger up to now. So happy days. Right, well, there we are. I'm certainly glad I left the camera out for another week. Sometimes you make decisions and they don't work, but this time fortunately it did. If you'd like to see a few more of my camera trap images that I've taken over the last 12 months or so, I'll leave a link in the description below to an album on my Flickr page. You can have a look there at some of the images that I've captured, like I say, over the last year. All I need to do now is pack all the gear away, get it home, clean it up, recharge all the batteries, and it'll be ready for the next project. Thanks for joining me again. I hope you enjoyed that little follow-up, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. In the meantime, take care. Bye.
go on then.